What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Smackdown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including more details on Jacob Fatu's debut, another Anoa'i family member WWE bound to join the Bloodline, AEW Dynamite destroyed in the ratings, WWE personality leaving, Matt and Jeff Hardy want to return to WWE, Triple H rejected to revive this faction, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. As always, won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, The Perfect Show. A Smackdown was a wrestling rarity, a perfect show that checked all the boxes, including using segments, matches, interviews, and videos to forward storylines, keeping fans on the edge of their seats throughout the show, and doing so without any hot-shotting. More importantly, the WWE put 110% effort into every segment, match, interview, and video, transforming the show into an instant classic. Shows like this are hard to pull off regularly, but they're a great goal for future shows. Number 2, Drew destroys Punk. He who laughs last, laughs the loudest. This was a lesson CM Punk learned last night, but Drew McIntyre was in no laughing mood as he paid CM Punk back in spades for robbing him of his title win over Damian Priest at Clash at the Castle. The visuals were fantastic as Drew took Punk's broken body and carried it to show to Punk's home crowd. This was by design as McIntyre not only annihilated Punk, but he embarrassed him in front of his fans, much as Punk did in Scotland. Number 3, Nick Aldis won't back down. The SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis wasn't backing down last night, even if it meant risking his life against the Scottish psychopath, but Aldis jumped into the lion's den, actually shoving McIntyre and showing the fire fans have come to expect from the former NWA World Champion turned authority figure. Drew's response that Aldis keep his hands off him or he'd kill him reinforced the idea that McIntyre is unhinged, while Aldis accompanying Punk in the ambulance was a sign that Aldis cares about the WWE superstars. Added his social media message that he'd added security to SmackDown because what happened on Raw wasn't going to happen on his watch, and he have an authority figure to actually admire, one who is actually protecting the brand. Number 4, excellent Money in the Bank qualifiers. Once again, the WWE delivered some fantastic Money in the Bank qualifiers with 3 action-packed triple threat matches to showcase extra superstars without turning the match into a crowd scene. Number 5, Take Me With You, Bloodline drama back on track. The Bloodline drama is back, and not only due to Jacob Fatu's much-anticipated arrival, there were so many outstanding moments, including Paul Heyman's plea for CM Punk to take him with him, Solo telling Heyman Roman's not coming back, and the chilling moment when Solo appeared to back off against Cody, KO, and Orton, only to start laughing as he lured the babyfaces into a trap. Number 6, Paul Heyman Academy Award. Paul Heyman reminded fans why he's a WWE Hall of Famer last night thanks to his award-winning performance during his various segments. The wise man's facial expressions are subtle but tell a lot, as does his body language, which only adds to whatever segment he's involved with. Number 7, Cody Rhodes walking tall. Just when you think Cody Rhodes can't get any better, he kicks it old school and brings in a baseball bat to even the odds against the Bloodline. Rhodes looked like a real badass, and his promo was equally legit as he told Solo he'd already taken out one tribal chief, so why not take out the other? Cody is a babyface, but the WWE portrays him as someone heels don't want to cross. Number 8, LA Knight vs Logan Paul should be amazing. The WWE deserves top grades for the build-up to LA Knight vs Logan Paul because it hasn't rushed the program, instead letting it play out over the last few weeks with interactions between the two building up to promos and finally an ambush by Paul on LA Knight, which just took this program from background to foreground. An Andrade, Carmelo, and Chelsea win, is this good news or false hope? The 3 surprising wins in last night's Money in the Bank qualifiers as Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, and Chelsea Green earned their spot at July's all-important ladder matches. The WWE played up the wildcard element of the Money in the Bank, which on paper gives anyone a chance to become world champion by having wrestlers steal their wins. The wins were big for all 3 superstars as their pushes have ranged from weak to non-existent. Hopefully these wins lead to something besides false hope for a push. Now there was nothing bad, nothing downright ugly. SmackDown did everything right last night. The only ugly thing is the situation AEW finds itself in, and it has to compete with shows like this. What would you guys think of SmackDown last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now first we looks at more details on Jacob Fatu's debut. At top of today's news is Jacob Fatu's long-awaited debut on SmackDown. Fatu took out Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens after a carefully crafted ambush by Solo Sikoa and the rest of the Bloodline. However, what took so long? Fightful Select is reporting that Fatu has been signed for several months and was reportedly backstage at Wrestlemania. Sean Ross Sapp implied that the WWE have held off on debuting him due to Fatu's past criminal record, which prevented him from accepting bookings outside the US. We're not sure if that will be the case moving forward, but we're told that with the huge number of international PLE events and television tapings WWE and the summer and spring, that it was likely a hurdle. It'll be interesting to see if Jacob can work an international PLE or whether he'll miss them. As we'll see, Jacob may have company in the Bloodline soon. Next up, another Anoa'i family member WWE bound to join the Bloodline. Jacob Fatu is the latest Anoa'i family member to join the Bloodline, but he could have company. Zilla Fatu posted an intriguing Instagram message after Jacob's destructive debut. See you soon. Zilla, the son of Umaga, has teased coming into the WWE, and if he does, things are gonna get even worse for the Blue Brand's babyfaces. Next up, Chad Gable's miraculous recovery. Shocking news concerning the Raw superstars. The Red Brand's general manager of Adam Pearce recently announced Chad Gable has been medically cleared to compete on the 24th June Raw in the Money in the Bank qualifier. This was a bit of a shock for some WWE fans, as they were under the impression that Wyatt's 6 attack did incredible damage to Gable, and he would have been out for a number of weeks. Like anything in wrestling, some fans and pundits are up in arms, with Humble Wrestling tweeting, "What the F do you mean he's cleared? At least sell the angle for a couple of weeks." While Gable's injury looks serious, there's clearly an angle driving this, with some fans already suggesting Gable won't be the same when he returns to Raw. Right now, there are more theories about the Wyatt 6 than you'll find in a season of Ancient Aliens. Fans have suggested everything imaginable, including Gable has come under the influence of Uncle Howdy, that the attack on Gable was a sham, and even that Adam Pearce is working with the Wyatt 6. As some of you will see on social media, Pearce's video message contains several brief interruptions from the Wyatt 6. Naturally, the WWE wants fans to find out by tuning this Monday, hence the surprising change of events. Although nitpicking is a part of fandom, the WWE deserves a benefit of doubt, especially after they turned Cody Rhodes giving up his WrestleMania 40 match against Roman Reigns into one of wrestling's best angles. Next up, is Cody Rhodes a target? Speaking of the Wyatt 6, the X-Account Fadeaway Media posted a tantalizing screenshot from the Smackdown showing Cody Rhodes walking backstage. The photo shows the Wyatt 6 symbol affixed to a door, which invites the question as to whether Cody is being targeted. The WWE has taken time for Uncle Howdy's debut, and it's likely going to take its time building storylines involving WWE superstars and Howdy's faction. Next up, Dynamite destroyed in the ratings. Right now, it looks like the WWE can do no wrong, while AEW can't do anything right. Case in point, Wednesday's episode of Dynamite, which pulled in an all-time ratings record for the lowest ratings for a show that wasn't preempted. Inside the Ropes is reporting, Programming Insider reports that on the June 19th episode of Dynamite had a total average viewership of 502,000 people and a .16 rating in the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic. According to Wrestlenomics, that marks a 26% decrease from previous week's average viewership of 681,000. Although Fightful Select reports people backstage in AEW aren't panicking and that Warner Bros. Discovery isn't paying attention to 1 week's worth of ratings, it's not a good sign for AEW. Furthermore, it's questionable whether AEW and or WBD are as calm about the situation as they're claiming, or whether they're doing damage control. Next up, Kayla Braxton announces a WWE exit. It's sad news for WWE fans who enjoy Kayla Braxton's backstage interviews that she has announced that she's leaving the WWE. Braxton, who's been with the WWE since 2016, tweeted a heartfelt goodbye. Here's an excerpt. "After nearly 8 years holding the microphone on WWE television, I'm setting it down to pursue my next chapter. Next week at the world's most famous arena, I will be officially signing off." Now we wish Kayla well as she embarks on the next chapter in her career. Next up, Pat McAfee and crew still breathing. There's good news for Pat McAfee fans as the ever-busy sports personality and Raw color commentator updated fans on what caused the blackout during the recent Pat McAfee show. He tweeted fans that he and his castmates were safe and that the 2 drones apparently tried to take the show out. However, the show's guest, retired Navy SEAL Jack Carr, disposed of the drones, but Pat's obviously been around the wrestling business long enough to know how to work fans. Next up, Matt Hardy talks WWE returns with Jeff. And now that the Hardys have exited AEW and WWE return is a hot topic, especially given how WWE and TNA are working together, Matt discussed a WWE return during an appearance on Busted Open Radio. I wanted to do TNA and have a hell of a run there, and I almost feel like now, just the destiny has revealed itself in many ways. I almost feel Jeff and we end up returning to WWE, do something small and then go on to the Hall of Fame. That's a best case scenario. Matt also discussed why Jeff joined him in TNA. That's a great question. I think Jeff really wanted to come back to TNA to continue to build equity, and he knows that TNA and WWE are working together. I have friends in WWE, I've spoken with people in WWE, so I think Jeff just wants once again just to show people how he's a different human being. The way to put equity into that is to go to TNA, have a kick-ass run, and show people he's on his best behavior. Jeff's ability to stay clean while dealing with rigors of the ring and wrestling's rigorous schedule is something that you can be sure the WWE is scrutinizing. Next up, Triple H rejected reunion. And don't expect a Hurt Business reunion. Well, that's a word from MVP, who recently responded to fans on his Instagram after he posted a picture of himself with the group's other members, Lashley, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin. MVP told fans Triple H said no, and this is unfortunate as many fans blame Vince McMahon for breaking the group up far too soon. And finally, another NXT superstar shelved. And last but not least, add Javier Bernal to the list of injured wrestlers, as Wrestling News is reporting the NXT superstar took to Twitch to announce he has recently broken his foot during a match and he'll be out for around 6 months. We wish Javier a fast and full recovery. But there you have it, folks, our look at Smackdown as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.